Good twilight everyone, welcome back to your beloved Drawback chess speedrun series, the only series in the world that greets its viewers at the correct time they're watching the video. And without any further ado, let's get into today's content. Today we are climbing from 10,300 elo to 10,400 elo. Eye for an eye, if your opponent catches, you must capture on your next move. Or lose. Okay, it actually doesn't sound that bad. Reveal drawback to opponent. E4. D5. Aha. Right on move 1 he's already taking advantage of my drawback. The idea is if I take his queen takes and I lose because I cannot capture anything after that. Knight C3 instead. My drawback basically prevents me from initiating trades. We can only either go for the recaptures or the blundered materials. D4. Knight CE2. Queen D7. Knight F3. What a slow opening phase. D3. Very aggressive. Knight C3. D takes C2. Must capture. Queen takes C2 is forced. The more we develop, the easier the drawback becomes. Queen H3. Aha. Wow. So he's arguing that if I take his queen, bishop takes is winning the game as I cannot make a capture after that. Oh my god, that is very creative. That queen is invincible then. Bishop B5 check. And he blocks with the bishop, which was used for defending the queen. That blunders a woman. A6. Aha. He used the A pawn instead of the C pawn because if I take his bishop, a recapture is winning the game due to my drawback. But at the same time my bishop is pinning his bishop from taking the hanging h-pawn. Therefore, bishop f1 is kinda forced. Knight c6. Bishop g2. This guy is fun, he keeps trying to take advantage of my drawback. Now I'm actually curious what's gonna come next. a5. Castle. g6. Knight d5. Let's try to attack him back. Long castle. D3. F5. Bishop F4. E6. Knight takes C7. F takes C4. D takes C4. Man, somehow this feels very dangerous. E5. Knight takes C5. On second thought it might have been better to take with the bishop instead to force some trades, but I guess it's alright. Knight D4. Queen C4. This guy really isn't scared of discovered checks. Bishop B5. Knight takes B5 discovered check. King B8. That blunders a king. Queen C7 check. King A8. Queen takes D8. Checkmate in 1. Now I wonder what drawback he has though. It has to be something real bad that he had to think about risking the queen to take advantage of my drawback. Your opponent's drawback was nurturer. You can't capture their king until you've promoted a pawn. I see. He already gave up on winning normally and aimed for my drawback instead. That makes sense. Second game, let's go. Eye for an eye. If your opponent captures, you must capture on your next move. Or lose. Wait. So literally the same drawback? Ha! I mean we already won last game, so there's no reason we're losing this one with a ton of fresh new experience. Reveal drawback to opponent. E5. Bishop C4, Bishop C5, Knight F3, Knight C6, Castle, Knight F6, D3, H6, Bishop D2. D6. An absolutely normal opening phase, that was actually super convenient as my drawback's difficulty is literally based on my development. Bishop E3. I can't make the first capture. Bishop B6. Knight C3. Bishop G4. King H1. Wait. That actually gave me a lot of information. If I remember correctly, there is a drawback that says something like, you can only make captures if you moved your king in the last 3 moves, which actually fits perfectly with this game so far as there has been literally no capture so far. But this also means he is probably planning some captures in the next 3 moves. Castle. Queen D2. He wants to strike my king, Knight d4 counter-attacking the center. Bishop takes h6. Knight takes f3. G takes f3. Bishop takes f3 check. Okay, unfortunately I'm actually forcing his king to move, which helps him fulfill in his drawback, but at the end of the day my guess is still only an assumption. We cannot be sure yet as of right now. King g1. Knight g4. Queen g5. That blunders a bishop. Queen takes d8. Rook takes d8. Knight d5. Okay, if my guess is correct then he shouldn't be able to make a capture now, which means I can probably go crazy here. But on second thought it may not be worth it. King h8 instead. I mean, I still cannot be sure yet. He has only moved his king 3 times, but 2 of them are from a castle and a check from me. I'll need to see more king moves to eventually be more confident. Rook e1. f5. He shouldn't be able to take this, but since he really wants to take this, he'll move the king right now to activate his capturing ability. Yes. Alright, I guess now it is safe to say that his drawback is that he can only capture if his king moved in the last 3 moves. I win. Knight g4. h3. Knight f6. He has to take something right now to force my captures though. If I can delay the captures then he'll at least lose materials. Absolutely. Knight takes d5. Bishop takes d5. Bishop takes d5. Rook e3. Aha! That is the 4th move since the last king move. That blunders an entire rook. Ha! That is actually super convenient. He shouldn't be able to recapture, but even if I'm wrong and he can recapture, I actually still won't lose to my own drawback. What a perfect play. And of course he has to move the king. I'll go back this way. c4. Bishop c6. b4. Rook takes f5. b5. Aha! That is already the 3rd move since the king. I can take that pawn for free. He cannot take my bishop. What's just happened? How? What am I supposed to do now? Your opponent's drawback was stir crazy. If you haven't moved your king 4 turns in a row, you must move it on the 5th. What the f-